Today, we are installing a big old turbocharger onto my Evo 8. Now to install the turbo, we need what is called a hot parts kit. That is where this massive box comes into play. In this box should be our manifold, our downpipe, our dump tube for our wastegate, lower intercooler pipe, oil feed and return lines, coolant feed and return lines, and that's about it. And then in this box is our TurboSmart 40mm wastegate. What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 2 of making my slow 550 wheel horsepower Evo just a little bit quicker. We should be able to make right around 800 and some change with the new setup. That'd be good. Today is probably the most exciting day because today is the day our forward-facing kit goes on. And of course, if time provides, we're gonna start working on other things like the fuel system. We need a half-size radiator because our turbo is now in the way of a full-size radiator, things of that nature. But let's go ahead and start getting all of these parts opened up. Oh boy. Ha ha ha. That is one big unit. So this here, my friends, is the ticket to all the sauce for the car. This is one of AGT's newest turbos. It is their full frame, 68mm turbo. So that's a 68mm billet compressor wheel, 4-inch anti-surge inlet, dual ball bearing, absolute unit and monster of a turbo. Now I said I want to stop at 800 wheel. If we really want, we could go probably up to around 900 wheel with a turbo this big, but I think 800 wheel is the sweet spot. If you go much more, that's when you start needing stuff like axles, built T-case, built transmission, built drivetrain, which gets very expensive. And obviously this car isn't a car I ever plan to bring to the drag strip. Maybe here and there, but it's more so just, you know, a fun project car. I am stoked to be running the new 68mm turbo from AGT. Now, of course, we need a way to mount this turbo. This thing ain't gonna fit with our old manifold and our old downpipe. So here's what we need to do. We need to open up this giant box from Extreme Turbo Systems. Item number 1, part of our downpipe. Item number 2, this appears to be a lower intercooler pipe. Item number 3, the big Bertha. The unit that's gonna put our turbo right where we want it. Item number 4, dump tubes for our waste gates. I guess we're going 2 waste gates. I ordered this kit a while ago. I thought it was a single gated kit. That appears to be incorrect. Item number, I think we're on 5, our waste gates. Next up, the downpipe. I do plan on retaining a full exhaust on this car. I did debate going hood exit, but to stay more OEM plus, even though it is a forward-facing turbo kit, I feel like a full exhaust is better for this build. Now we could always change it up in the future, but I don't think it's necessary. And last up, all the oil and coolant lines. So those are the actual gates for the build. I don't know why I bought a separate TurboSmart Gen V gate. Maybe it's for an NSX? Well, this car isn't going to build itself, so let's start slapping our parts on. Starting with the funnest. The manifold goes on, and then the turbo. Turbo manifold is installed with all of the titanium JDC hardware. As always, with pretty much any 4G manifold in this configuration, you have to get all the top nuts on first. Otherwise, you can see that stud right there. It is nearly touching the manifold. So if you have all the other nuts on first, you wouldn't be able to get that on. Now it's time for the Bertha. Oh, that could have went really bad or really good and went really, really good. It did not fall to the ground. It fell about 2 inches, maybe 5 inches. Now I don't know the exact orientation that this turbo is going to sit. Of course, being that everything is V-band, you can slide it and rotate it however it needs to go. But so our turbo doesn't fall again, let me at least tighten the clamp a little bit. Boys, my friends, that is way too cool. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and set up the wastegates. Now typically I would be very concerned with getting the proper spring inside the gates first, but thankfully with this turbo kit, you can see our gates sit right there. So it's actually going to be easier to change out the springs while the gates are securely mounted on the car. So let's get all this set up, and then we're going to get the downpipe on and connected, and then we can go through and get all the V-bands tight. Because the turbo placement and orientation greatly revolves on where that downpipe needs to sit. All right, both gates are installed, dump tubes are on. Last thing to do before plumbing it, meaning oil and coolant, is the downpipe. 2 different sections for the downpipe, this chunk here, and that piece there that runs to the catback. Right, the full thing is now installed. Turbo, downpipe, all the way to the Tomei titanium catback. Now we can go through and start tightening up some clamps. Okay, moving on to plumbing. Our first thing that we need to take care of is this oil pan. So this oil pan, I converted over to a 10AN line to work better with that kit. 2 options. Option number 1, convert all of this to 10AN to work with this pan. Or option number 2, use this as an excuse to upgrade the pan to a better baffled, bigger pan. I think y'all know what I'm gonna do. Well, as you can see, it's a little more than just a new, nice, beautiful aluminum pan. It's also baffling and a pickup, so a whole new oiling system. There isn't many options for Evo 8s. We run the same pan on Bobby's Evo 10, and I love it. I've just noticed it's pretty difficult to get it to seal up. It seems like that pan always leaks just a tiny bit. Let's go ahead and replace all of the baffling and pickup that's on the motor now. All this stuff right up in here. And then we can get the new beautiful pan installed. Well, I'm glad I checked. The 2.3 stroker that we have in here interferes with this first baffle. So these little cutouts right here you see in this baffle are for the rear rod bolt. As you can see, it hits. So we need to cut these out about 1/4 inch back. And then we should be good. Quadruple checked that we clearanced enough. We are finally good to go. Got the pickup installed. Now it's time for the pan. Now I agree. That is a bit excessive on the sealant, but like I said earlier, these things always struggle to seal. I don't want to take any chances. Stay. Good boy. Go get mama. Go get mama.
Okay. Come here. Come on. It's okay. I know you're excited. Honey.
Just can't leave it. Good boy. Yep, it's mom.
Off.
Do you like my new turbo?
Holy mac.
You see it? What? You stay. Mom wants to look at my turbo. Stay. No wag. Down. Alright. Down. Stay.
He loves his mama. No corn copying my foot.
Is that funny? Is that cool or stupid?
That's pretty cool.
Thanks. I like it.
Me too.
Well, I ran out of time on the day to get this thing plumbed. That was the goal, is to do all the plumbing for the oil feed and return, coolant feed and return. We're gonna have to knock that out first thing tomorrow morning. Everything else is complete. Lower intercooler pipe looks like it's gonna fit just like the old one, something like that. And we have plenty of space to still run our power brakes that I wanted to run. That is going to be a wrap on the day. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for watching. First start coming tomorrow. First drive probably coming tomorrow. We still have a ton of other upgrades we need to get done. If you guys want to pick up this exact turbo kit, oil pan, anything that we installed today, I'll link everything down in the description box below. Goodbye.